Hello everyone, in this video today I'll be talking to you about how freelance changed my life and why I will never be employed again. And no, this is not me in this picture right here. I would never work in such a fashion. I just Google searched freelance engineer and this came up. No one does this in real life. I'll go over the 8 reasons why I will never be employed ever again. Number 1, too comfortable or being cozy, the golden handcuffs. 2, this all could just be a bubble, and when it pops, what am I going to do? Number 3, ageism and the future of employment. Number 4, pensions, taxes and healthcare. Number 5, the corporate ladder. Number 6, freedom. Number 7, mortgages and debt. Number 8, the failure is normal. Number 9, being mentally tough and always feeling uncomfortable. So these are the 9 reasons, and you can check the timeline and the description for the relevant parts that you're interested in. And I do realize that this is not for everyone. I don't think everyone should be a freelance anything. I'm just saying these are the reasons for me to not want to be employed ever again. This is not anti-work. This is not quiet quitting. This is nothing like that. This is just my experience and what I want to achieve. Before I get into this video, check out my Discord. I'm also making a freelance Discord soon just for freelance engineers living in Japan who want to do the same thing I'm doing, either full-time freelance or part-time freelance while you're working your full-time job. Maybe after work, maybe in the weekends, but a way to earn an extra 20만, 30만, 40만 a month. And today's choice of drink is a Suntory highball. So this is great for the summertime. It's in August. This weather is absolutely nasty. So cheers to that. They call it the golden handcuffs, something like this. And I can't say that I've worked for Fang or any great company of that level, but I can say that I did have myself a cozy job. This was my first tech job in Japan, and the company was great. I really can't complain. They gave me a chance, and I jumped right into the deep end. Into D3, I learned about how to make front-end software, and this was a great opportunity for me. I worked in this company for about 3 years. So you can see this was in December 2016. And if I just stayed in that company right now, I think I'll be making quite a decent amount. I would have raised through the ranks, I guess. This is what a lot of people do, and that's fine. There's no problem. But I got my how would you say? I got the itchy feet. Is that what you call it? And I really wanted to try something. This type of employment in any type of these companies is great. If you enter a company right out of uni or your first tech job and you stay there for 10 years or so, you can actually have a pretty decent lifestyle. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's great. Just my case, I didn't want to feel so comfortable and cozy. I know this sounds strange. My income jumped pretty quickly through this company, but for some reason, the feeling of being comfortable and cozy didn't sit well with me. And then once I went to freelance, of course it's tough and all that, but you don't feel comfortable at all. It sounds really strange, and I think very few people may understand this, but when you're feeling comfortable and cozy, something doesn't feel right for me. Or when I feel comfortable and cozy, something doesn't feel right. And so when I'm going through freelancing and I'm trying to do my own thing, failing on this, failing on that, saving up for my next idea, there's a lot of discomfort. And that discomfort is something I feel I grow, not even just as, let's say, a programming or engineer, because if I stayed in this company, I would have had a lot of time to focus on coding and programming. But going through the freelance route, you can't actually really focus too much on, let's say, one type of skill set, because you're trying to juggle your own business, being yourself, selling your services. So yeah, anyway, too comfortable, too cozy, never again. I wasn't around for the 2001 or 2000 bubble. I was alive, of course, but I had no idea about IT. And I think there was probably another tech bubble some other time I wasn't around. But being in an industry where the bubble can pop anytime, you're starting to see it in the last few years. Big tech hired a whole bunch of people, fired a whole bunch of people. You are in some type of false sense of, you're basically in this bubble. Once it pops, you can be that little piece of what is a piece of a bubble? It's liquid. It's bubble liquid. It's dishwashing liquid. You can be a piece of dishwashing liquid. When I went through the freelance route, I can see things. You start to see things more of a bird's eye view. You don't. This is from my experience. You don't. Well, this is how I think of it. Freelancing, I don't think this may not just last. This won't last forever. Things can go up and down, and I'm just trying to find out in real time how things are working out. Since I started in 2015 to start programming, coding, there was hype around certain things. And then my first job was an IoT company, and that was all hype, absolute hype. And to be honest, I bought into it. People saying things like data is the new oil, and there's a lot of slogans that go around. People talking about how things are going to change, and the more the people talk about this, the less things really change. And then of course, when I was learning to code, and even now, you see a lot of, I'm not going to bash these companies, but a lot of boot camps selling shovels. Mostly selling shovels, and you might be in a boot camp yourself, and maybe you're having a hard time. Maybe you're in a boot camp and you found yourself a great job. I don't know, but I still think this is a bubble. People are selling shovels. There's a lot of hype, and when you're a freelance, you can see things as a bird's eye view from a distance, and you can kind of traverse your way around things like this. You can maneuver around. If you're an employee, then I think you're kind of in it, and then if you get fired or something, you're stuck, or you're not really well prepared for these sudden changes. Freelance, you're just constantly trying to keep up with what's happening, and it's a bit tiring, but that changed me a lot, seeing things from the outside. If you know who this is, if you don't know, this is Steven Seagal, and the reason why I brought up Steven Seagal is, imagine this is your sensei trying to teach you how to defend yourself. Maybe this is not a good example, but I feel that being in a company, I feel that this is my trainer. This is my experience. You have someone like Steven Seagal leading your team, leading the way. And once you get out of the job, you find out, oh damn, I'm useless, and no one wants to hire me. So when you're in a company, you don't really know how much value you can offer in the real world of business or software development, or you can add it all. The business world, how much of value you are in the business world, you can be led to a false sense of security in a company. So Steven Seagal's teaching you to do this and this, then you go into another company and you get smacked in the face, and you go, but that's my teacher told me I could just do this. You see where I'm going here? So false sense of security. Not all companies, but I felt that. That's what I feel. And that's why you have some guys who work in companies for 5-10 years. They get out. They can't find a job because this was the head of the company, teaching them Aikido. When in the real world, it's boxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Ageism and the future of my employment. I don't really know where this is going to go. I'm 37 right now, and I've told myself by 40 I won't be programming or coding anything anymore. If programming and coding is your absolute passion, then I say go for it. But I'm guessing most of you guys out there, at least 50% of you guys, don't want to be doing this past 50, even past 40. Or if you do want to do it, you don't want to do it in a corporate setting. You probably want to do it more as a hobby or your own projects or things that you are passionate about. But working a 9 to 5 until you're whatever age, I don't know, not that you cannot do it or you can, I'm not sure about that, but you can see now in the tech industry, people who are in their 50s or 60s, people in their 40s saying that the company chose a younger guy instead of an older guy. And let me say this, let me say this as well. Maybe I'm defending myself because I'm 37 and by the time I'm 40, I still want to be employed. But I do think that the tech, let's say, not bubble, but tech spaces feels like it's pushing towards hiring only young kids because they think young kids are going to save the planet or something. And yeah, maybe they can, and maybe they can destroy it. I'm not arguing that point. But I do think that having a diverse group of workers in your company is a merit. And this is just the way I see it. I'm currently working on a project and everyone's in their early 20s, and good for them, they're smart kids and all that. But I just feel that this is like no one's in charge here. I'm a freelance engineer, so I'm in their group. But it does feel like having someone who, with a little wisdom, a little experience, someone who knows how to communicate with different types of people, someone who knows how to bring everyone together to achieve a goal together, is quite difficult for a 24-year-old to do. And I know there might be some guys saying, yeah, but I can do everything. Sure, maybe you can, but I wouldn't, look, I don't trust a 22-year-old kid to manage 5 to 10 people and succeed in it. And I wouldn't put that onto a young guy to be able to work with a diverse group of age of people. So when I see what's happening in the tech space with this kind of ageism, I'm not going to be being employed. I don't know if I can still be employed past 40, 45. So freelancing really gets you to connect with different types of people, different companies, and you can see opportunities. Opportunities arise all the time freelancing. When you're employed, when you're hitting 50 something, you go, oh shit, I've been in this company for how many years? And once you go out, you find out no one wants to hire you or something. I've talked to some people like that. And that's something scary because look, you've got a mortgage, you've got kids to feed, all these kind of things like this. So ageism and the future of employment in IT, I don't know. I don't know where it's going. So I'm preparing myself now. And a connected topic is now with pensions and healthcare, and it's also connected with taxes. Freelancing, I learned I'm paying my own taxes, I'm paying on my own healthcare, I'm paying on my own pension. I'm looking at in Japan's case, the average age of the population in 20 years from now, in the future beyond that. I'm paying so much money in healthcare, I know I'm not using it. And even if I try to use it, it still doesn't cover what I've paid. I've paid so much in the past, especially when I'm a high earner in IT. I'm paying so much in these healthcare, national healthcare, that I know that when I get this age, I don't think I'm going to get much in my pension. I'm not betting that pension and healthcare is going to look after me from 65. I'm not great at maths, but when I look at the numbers of the population and the average earning, inflation's going up or going down, I don't know, but the cost of living is going up, housing is getting more expensive, things are going to get tighter or tougher. So when I see that, I know that being secure in a company is not the route for me. It's not the right way for me. And make sure you DM me if you want to be a part of the Devipol freelance community. It's growing slowly, but I eventually want to make it so that I have engineers in Tokyo who want to work freelance, full-time freelance, or freelance side jobs after work or on the weekend to earn an extra 20万、30万、40万 a month. Hell, maybe even 100万 per month. So I want to help you freelance in Tokyo. And I will be making a private stream in the next few weeks for what my target is for this freelance community. So real simple, this is one of the slides here. I'll be having a list of engineers, your skill abilities, and I'll be sharing this list with IT companies in Tokyo that want to work with freelance engineers. And it'll be only for foreigners. So because foreigners, it's a lot harder for us to get freelance projects. Trust me, I know. I've been fighting for over 5 years trying to get the best projects I can, and it's not easy. So I'll be making this community to help you with, of course, content to help you understand what's happening, help you with the visas. My immigration lawyer is great. She's been helping me. Taxes, getting everyone on that Discord and helping each other out on the taxes. I'll also hire someone to help answer any of our questions, but this is only for a private Discord community, which I haven't made yet, helping things like rent and also finances, how to finance your way, how to pay for things while freelancing, how to save while you're freelancing. This types of content, this type of community is what I ultimately want to build. So Discord, LinkedIn, and talk to me. The corporate ladder, you might be in a corporate ladder right now, and to be honest, you won't escape the corporate ladder freelancing, but the effects will be minimized. There won't be water cooler talks, there won't be team building exercises, or they might try and push you into the stuff, but you just gotta say no. There won't be any of the stuff that kind of just kills time in general. You want to minimize that, and you just want to perform to the best of your ability and deliver for the client. That's what we want to do. Something like a SWOT, like the SWOT expert, and I've worked with different types of companies the past 8 years, and while I've freelancing for over 5, I've worked with companies as small as 10 people, companies with over 200 people, meaning workers. And there is a misconception that bigger is better. I've worked with small companies who are quite agile. They can pay quite well, and it was a great experience. But I've also worked with a large company, 200 plus. It's a mess. You just look at it and you go, why would you work here? This is maybe just a Japan thing, but you work in a company and they make you do a KPT, a keep problem try type of evaluation, and some of them do it weekly, and then they also try to make this connected to your performance and all this kind of stuff like this. For freelance, you're not doing it. I just freelanced now with a company and they're making me do it, which is really annoying because I didn't sign up for that. And that's the problem I told you before, where there's young guys who don't know how to work with freelance engineers. They don't know how to work with another engineer coming in to work as a service. So this is the annoying part. When you hire young kids to do everything, they don't know how things work. So they read a few books and they go, okay, this is what's happening. Honda did it like this, so we're all going to do it like this, and I'm so smart, oh great, I'm the leader. And you realize, no, that's not how you lead a team. You don't just read a book and you go, I'm going to do this. Usually, you do that for 10 years and you better get good, because it doesn't work. It's an absolute mess. And I've seen it so many times. But anyway, the point being is that there's no water cooler talk. There's no drama. I don't want to hear who's dating who. I don't want to hear that guy's married, he did that. I want nothing to do with it. HR going to knock my door or knock on my desk or Slack ping pong me. Hey, do you know what happened here? I don't know anything. I'm not in the office. Leave me out of that drama. And you work at a company, there's a lot of drama. And then I was working at one. I'm bitching about company drama. The first company, there was an annoying Canadian guy, and you don't want to be around this type of person. This guy was just so annoying. You just don't want to be around this person. When you're when you work as freelance, you can choose who you work for. And even if you get into a project that's not ideal, you just know your role, shut your mouth. 6 months is over, you get paid, you get out. And that's what I prefer this way. It sounds really cold and I have no say, but I know that it's going to end someday. I'm counting down to when this project ends. Client doesn't know anything. I just say, it's like when you work at a hotel. Anyone work at a hotel? You smile, you help the luggage, and then once it clocks out, you get out and you forget all of that. You just forget it. It's like that, but you never have to go to work in that company ever again. So anyway, the corporate ladder, I don't want a part of it. Okay, I want to talk to you now about freedom. And this is one of my trash channels. I did traveling Japan. I stopped making videos on traveling. The ROI is terrible. I spent a lot of time, but This was over 2 years ago. I was traveling Japan. I was working remotely, freelancing. At one time, I had 1 month when I had off. Another time, I was working remotely in hotels in, for example, where Akita. This was when I was traveling around Hokkaido. I went to Abashiri, also Hakodate, where else? Abashiri again, Wakkanai, the northmost part of Japan, and that the freedom I had of movement. But it's not just that you want to work remotely. The freedom of having 1 to 3 months off a year and focusing on things that you want to do to better your life, or you want to do to make your life, to better your life. And that's something that when you're freelancing, you can freelance max for 6 months of the year. Okay, there's a bit of a visa issue with Japan. You don't want 3 months without employment. So let's say you make sure you have, 1 to 3 months off. You can do that freelancing. You just you make your rent cheaper. When you're working, you just really push hard and try to do, let's say 1 years of work in 6 months. Then maybe for the next 3 months have something light, like 3 or 2 days a week. Then you can have all the freedom you want to spend time doing what you want. I'm never going to make this type of content ever again, but I was able to scratch the itch, and that's great. Maybe you want to start doing something in your life that you really want to focus on 2 months. Let's say that, okay, you want to do joinery woodwork. There's a 2-month course you can do somewhere in Nagano, but you can't do that because you work full time. With freelance, you can adjust your calendar so that you can go off in the woods and do something for a month or 2 and just zone out, right? I went to New Zealand for about 2 or 3 months, and that was great. And that's the freedom we want. That's the freedom I want. And I don't want that freedom to be taken away. And because I have that freedom, I have the responsibility. I take it on the chin. If shit hits the fan, I'm done, and I have to go back into the helicopter and find my next mission. It's not pretty sometimes. I'm not saying that the client's bad or anything. You just got to work your ass off at a job. Maybe you have to work a weekend or 2 to get that project done. So freedom is not cheap, and it's not easy, because you're back in a helicopter looking for the next mission, and you're scarred. The next topic is mortgage and debt. This has to do with, I'm looking at a website called Sumo, and I'm looking for a nice house near the Futago Tamagawa area, and I found a place, 5,500 man, so what, $500,000 or something, New Zealand dollars. And this is the cheapest I could find of a brand new house. Look at that. You got a car park, 2-storied house. Oh, nice and new, clean area, nice neighborhood. You can park your car. 3 bedrooms for your 2 kids and you and the missus, and a loft, big living room. This is great. If you're freelancing, it's a lot difficult to get a mortgage. I should become an employee if I want to get this mortgage. Maybe there is a way. Maybe I can as a freelance engineer. I can based on my income. Maybe I can't. I don't know. But what I'm saying now is that mortgage, how much is it? How much do I have to pay? Let's go to the simulator. Let's check out this simulator. This might not be real, but let's say 35 years I'll be paying 15万, 55 million yen. Taka. 55 million yen will take 35 years to pay at 150,000 yen per month. And I don't know if I can pay that. For the next 35 years. I'm 37 already. I don't think I can. And I don't think I want to. It may be simple. I can pay this, no problem. This probably can't see it. It's 150,000 yen per month for 35 years. I can find a way I can pay that. I can pay that in the next few years, but 10 years from now, I don't know. I don't know if I can. So as a freelance worker, I have to think, even if I can afford to pay this now, we are looking at the Akia Bank. As a freelance worker, I can't guarantee 5 years. I can barely guarantee next year I'll be making the same amount. So that means that I'd have to save up and just buy an Akia or get a 3-year mortgage or a 5-year mortgage on an Akia, which you can probably do, but it might be a little high on the interest rate. But I'm looking at something like this in deep Saitama. I hope you can see. I'll fix it up. Easy. A bit of a garden for the dogs and cats to play. Park your bike up there. Look at 2 bedrooms on top, living and kitchen at the bottom. And it's cheap too. How much is that? 5.7 million yen. 5.7. Hey, I can pay that in 5 years easily. I can pay that right now, but waste of time and money to pay everything off right now. So I can pay that off within 3 years. By the time I'm 40, I'm mortgage free. And I can spend all my time trying to build my company, my online company, my freelance community. I can also buy a car, my favorite car that I want. I can also have a lot more time with friends and family. I can also be 40 years old and not feel the pressure or stress to make 10 million yen a year, the 100K mark. I'll be near a river, so I can go and cool down in summertime, or go fishing, I guess. The bath can, you can fix this up easily. Just leave it like this for the time being, and just buy some new towels, do it yourself, bit of DIY. The toilet's fine like that for now. Maybe put some new wallpaper, change up those tiles, get an electronic toilet. But I won't rush to do it. Just take my time on the weekend, and I'm not gonna resell this. This is my base house. This is the pad. I'm working remote from here, building my company. That's going to be my from 40. I'll be focusing all my time on making my company, not stress about paying a mortgage. I made this video over a year ago, and it's called "Failing in Japan for 5 Years." When you freelance, you also have time to make things that you want to make, and most of the time, these things that you want to make will fail. And that sounds strange now, not having the chance to try something will destroy I wouldn't say creativity, I would say the reason I want to wake up every morning to do something. And if I'm in a company, I feel that 8 hours of the day, or even more, because you have to go to the office maybe, is kind of used on things that I don't believe in, or I don't want to do, or I don't want to try. It's more or less just to pay the bills. And when I freelance, I can adjust my hours, I can adjust my time. As I said in the previous few sections before this, I can go on a 1 month, I wouldn't call it self-discovery. I'm actually trying to do something in that 1 or 2 months I'm off. So that being able to fail, not being able to try something would destroy me. I don't know if that makes sense. I need to try things. I need to be trying to do something that I believe in. And I see most work that we do in the day is for someone else to succeed. And my personal belief is that you can't really rely on a company to give you a path that you believe in. If you do believe in that company, then that's good on you. Like, I'm not shaming someone who really wants to join Tesla because they believe in their product. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. And if you found that kind of path or company that really aligns with you, you don't have to find something, and you've got it. You found it. You've got it. You won. And for me, it's hard to find that. Maybe my personality is all over the place, maybe like my videos. So I need to try my own things constantly. And whether they stick or not, maybe that's not the end goal. I think I think it's the process of having an idea, going out into the real world, using your own pocket money and try to build, sell and market your idea. That process, I enjoy a lot. I really enjoy that. And I could spend all night researching or developing something I'm really interested in, and I would feel fulfilled. I feel like, okay, that's it. That was a great day. And in a company, it's hard to feel that because it's not your idea. You didn't make, it's not your baby. So yeah, failure is normal in the world of business, and I like the process. I don't want to fail, but I like the process of building things by myself, my own idea, from concept to reality. And now we're going to, similar to a topic in the start of this video, is the feeling uncomfortable. And also I want to connect that with being mentally tough. And this is a snake when you're looking for your next mission. And this is me when I have no project and I have under 3 months to find a job, or I'll be deported out of Japan. I don't know how strict these rules are. They say when you don't have a project, you have 3 months. That's the rule I was told by the immigration lawyer. And I think let's call it a rule of thumb, maybe not a hard rule, unless you know someone who got deported because they didn't have a project. This mental toughness and in always feeling uncomfortable, I feel like I thrive off this. This is me in my element. And I've met some people who are way smarter than I am, way more capable, technically, and with the spoken command of Japanese and English, way above me, but they break. They break under pressure. They break, and that pressure of having to find something in 30 days or going out and putting yourself is on the line. And going through these experiences while I was freelancing, either doing 2 projects at once or not having a project at any certain time, you can call it an uncertainty, but I also think of it as some type of rush. Having that fire lit under your backside to hurry up and do something, it feels real. It sounds really strange now. It feels real, and I can't get there from working in a company. Or if I do, I feel I can't talk back. I can't give my opinion. Maybe at the end, all of these experiences, I feel I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to make my next thing, and it's taking a while. It's taken over 2 years to get this even just ready. I feel that all these experiences I've felt, going through the mental hardship, not having a project, tax issues, going through all these experiences, I feel is only going to help me in the long run. Maybe at that time I won't realize how important this experience was, but I honestly do believe that. Maybe it's a cope. Maybe I'm going to end up homeless. I don't know. But anyway, that's my video for today. Sorry, this guy's really annoying me, like making noises, scratching, biting. So I have to turn off the light and stop talking out loud. It's like 10 p.m. So sorry, this guy's kind of stopped the video. So if you like any of that stuff, you want to say something negative, whatever, the comment section. And remember the Discord, LinkedIn. I'm going to start this freelance community for real. So yeah, let me know what you think. I want to get this thing going, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video.